It's been exactly 5 years since Tim Cook took over from Steve Jobs as Apple's CEO. Jobs' example is often described as one of the hardest acts to follow in the history of business. Yet, Cook has become an important tech leader campaigning for human rights. But as André-Pierre du Plessis reports, critics would much rather have a technological pioneer equal to his predecessor.
2066 Crest Drive in Los Altos, California. This is the house where young Steve Jobs built the first Apple computers. Today, it's designated a historic site, just one indication of the Apple founder's extraordinary business career. Taking over Jobs' responsibilities and cult status has been a hard act to follow. And in his first 5 years as CEO, Tim Cook has slowly had to define his own version of Apple. In 2012, Apple overtook ExxonMobil as the world's most valuable company, but it dipped considerably in market value earlier this year and is now close to being overtaken by Google's parent company, Alphabet.
It's that simple. Isn't that great?
One of Steve Jobs' greatest inventions, the iPhone, would become the company's single best-selling product after his death, just 6 weeks after he stepped down. Roughly 87% of all iPhones were sold during Cook's time as CEO, but the company's dependence on it to keep Apple profitable is a reason for concern.
When a company sells 74.5 million units of anything, especially when you're talking about kind of a high-priced, high-margin product like the iPhone, one wonders to what extent they're going to be able to kind of sustain that kind of trajectory.
Instead of focusing on product innovation, Cook has expanded Apple's footprint abroad. Under Jobs, nearly 80% of Apple stores were only in the US. But since Cook took over, he grew the company's retail presence abroad, expanding it to Europe, the Middle East, and Asia.
Too slow.
Cook is also trying to set himself apart from Jobs through activism.
We can't change the past, but we can learn from it.
In 2014, he publicly came out as gay, the first Fortune 500 CEO to do so. And unlike Jobs, who never supported political causes, Cook has been outspoken about social justice, meeting with politicians to call on income and gender equality. He's also outspoken about user privacy, refusing to help the FBI unlock the San Bernardino shooter's iPhone.
Tim Cook has pulled off what many people thought he couldn't do, which is he has successfully lived up to the trust and legacy that Steve Jobs left him.
3, 2, 1.
But ultimately, shareholders will only judge Cook on the company's financial performance. And with no truly revolutionary product up his sleeve, the worry is that Apple may have passed its peak. André-Pierre du Plessis, TRT World.